before we start, Chad Brindle, who covers the beat here really well, he's out because his wife has cancer, and he's going to be out for a month in the hospital with her. They've been dealing with that as a family for a long time. I don't know how long, but it's since I've been here and a lot longer before that. So hope he's doing well. I know he's listening, and Chad will be looking forward to having you sitting here and your wife Kelly doing well in the future here. So thinking about you. Any league win's a good win. That's a really good basketball team. It's a really good offensive basketball team. And they're a confusing and good defensive basketball team. I thought we did a really nice job early in the game of being in a stance defensively, playing with purpose defensively, really working to make shots difficult, specifically around the basket and on the three-point line. And I thought that led for opportunities for us to get out and run and share the ball. Yeah, there's a lot of offensive threats on the floor, and again, you add Landers Nolley. I mean, we talked about it since we got him. He's a major offensive threat alongside of David DeJulius, Jeremiah Davenport. And then we talked about this back in the preseason. People probably thought you didn't believe me, but then you look at like Mika Adams-Woods and his improvement, or Vic. So it's not just the guys you add, it's the guys that are in your program improving. And everybody is an offensive threat, and that's going to make you better offensively. And then I think you look at like Josh Reed, Dan Skillings. I mean, they really bring something offensively as well. So the guys that are on the court are all offensive threats. We got a lot of firepower out there, and we got to get more consistent offensively. We go through weird droughts, right? I think everybody knows that. We got to get a little more consistent offensively, but I do think we have the ability to be a good offensive team. I don't want anybody to think I take David for granted, but yeah, it was tremendous, and it had a major effect on the outcome of the game, because Cook, preseason first team all-league unanimously. Enough said, right? Enough said about the kind of player he is. And I thought him fouling out had a huge outcome on the possessions down the stretch. And think about why he fouls out, right? There's a couple offensive fouls that David draws, beating them to a position and, being in great legal guarding position to draw that offensive foul. Those are humongous plays for our team. You can see here in the last couple games that he's taking his defensive assignment like serious in a way that I really relate to and I really like, and it's having an effect on our entire team. And so you can look down and I'll tell you what, 13 points, 5 assists, and 0 turnovers, that's something. But what he's doing defensively, that's something even more. And the more guys we get to jump on that bandwagon with that type of purpose defensively, the better we're going to be. But he was tremendous on Cook, and it did have a major outcome on the game. 6 offensive rebounds. We missed 30 shots, and we only get 6 offensive rebounds. You guys know I'm not going to like that. And that's something we were talking about in every time out, it felt like. We had 2 of the 6 offensive rebounds in the first 2 minutes of the game. And one of them was Vic on the offensive board. I think it was the first basket of the game. And the second one was Vic tipping it out. And those were both in the first couple possessions. So you only have 4 for the rest of the game. We got to be better on the offensive board. I mean, we have to be better on the offensive board. I promise you guys we're working like hell at it at practice. Gosh, there's one there in the second half where you felt Vic and Landers could have gotten it. And it drops, and we let the other team get it. And that kind of stuff drives me crazy. But Vic's improvement, it's remarkable, right? But I still think he's just scratching the surface of who he is as a player. You're not seeing anybody close to their ceiling. Like, his ability is so elite, and he works like crazy like the rest of them, and he's going to keep coming and coming and coming. Yeah, I thought Dan's minutes in the first half were tremendous, and man, he's got a knack for the ball, doesn't he? I mean, look down at him tonight, 6 rebounds in 12 minutes. Talk about making the most of your minutes. I thought he was, other than the charge, I thought he was really, really effective. And I think as we go back and look at the tape, we're probably going to go, man, we probably got to give Dan another rotation. A lot of guys were terrific, but I thought he was terrific tonight. They didn't pay quite as much of attention to him, especially early in the game, and I thought he did a really nice job of attacking off the bounce and making the right decision with the basketball. And I think everybody looked down and goes 7 for 8, 18 points, but I thought his decision-making and aggressiveness helped our team, and it's amazing how basketball works, that when you do that, sometimes the ball goes in for you too. So it was a really good night for him, and he just keeps kind of getting better and more confident at the point guard position.
I say, like, all the coaches, you know, they all gonna preach to us, you know, like, don't settle, especially Coach Miller, like, you know, even when we're up a lot, you know, he's not smiling over there trying, he wants us to keep winning habits, you know. When I know I got players like Landers, you know, Jeremiah, Dave, and all those guys, it's easier for me to just, you know, get in the lane, and I know one of them gonna be open, or I got the layup, or, you know, dump off. So I just know, like, once I get in the lane, I got good players around me, so I'm comfortable. Well, like I said, I know what Coach, what he's looking out of me. You know, he want me to be a tough guard every day, bring every day in practice. But like I said, my mindset is just, I'm gonna do whatever I need my team to do. You know, I might not score it every night. You know, so I mean, like I said, maybe it's my night to score. Maybe I gotta guard one of the best players, or I gotta, you know, play defense. So my mindset just to do whatever it takes, and that's what my coach has been preaching to me too. Coach Miller, Ian Stowe, you know, Coach Dial, and all them. They was like, you know, just, you're a point guard for the team, so, you know, you just gotta, it might be games where you're not scoring a lot, just do whatever the team needs you to do to win.
I just feel like we worked on it. I mean, preparation for this whole week was geared toward playing a scrappy, all over the place team like that. So it's a unique style of defense that they run, so you just gotta be prepared for it. Especially since John Newman been hurt, he kind of picked up that role of like getting us going and leading us on the defensive end and taking on the best matchup on the other end. So we just follow behind him and pick him up and tell him we got his back. Keep going.